This is the true case of Colleen Slemmer. This is the story of a tragic failure and a horrifying crime that began inside a program meant to save lives. In January 1995, at the Knoxville Job Corps Center, 18-year-old Christa Pike became consumed by jealousy over her boyfriend, 17-year-old Tatterall Shipp, and a fellow resident, 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer. The murder was foreseeable. Just a year earlier, the Job Corps Center was linked to a vicious assault and rape on a nearby college campus, a clear sign of the instability they housed. On January 12th, Pike and Shipp lured Colleen from the center to a remote area of the University of Tennessee campus under the pretense of smoking marijuana. This was no simple crime of passion. Pike and Shipp were reportedly linked to the occult, turning the attack into a depraved act of torture. Armed with a mini cleaver and a box cutter, the attack was not swift. It lasted for up to an hour as Slemmer begged for her life. When she tried to flee, Shipp actively dragged her back to continue the assault. Slemmer finally died from severe blows to the head. The final, sickening detail: a pentagram was carved onto her chest, and Christa Pike took a piece of Slemmer's skull as a souvenir. Both were quickly arrested. But here is the profound injustice. Christa Pike was 18. The age of majority, she was convicted and sentenced to death by electrocutions, becoming one of the youngest women on death row in the United States. Tatterall Shipp was 17. Because of that single year, he was exempt from the death penalty. Shipp, who the court noted was a leader in the offense and actively prolonged the torture, received a life sentence and is now eligible for parole. Pike's defense argues, the disparity is grotesque, especially given her documented history of severe childhood trauma. Pike's violence did not end with the murder. In 2001, already on death row, she was convicted of attempted murder for attacking a fellow inmate. Her decades of violence have led to over 20 years in solitary confinement. Her execution date is now set for September 30th, 2026. If carried out, Christa Pike will be the first woman executed in Tennessee in over 200 years. The shadow of that night remains a profound, horrifying example of how childhood trauma, unchecked chaos, and systemic negligence converged to cost Colleen Slemmer her life. The final bitter irony is that the state of Tennessee seeks to execute the most damaged of the offenders, while the co-principal, a documented leader in the torture, may walk free.